If you're an ambitious young man, you probably felt this before. You wake up knowing you're capable of more, but by the end of the day, it feels like you haven't done enough. You compare yourself to people online who seem further ahead. You see someone with a better physique, a bigger business, more money, more freedom, and you start questioning where your own life is going. The strange part is that even when you make progress, the feeling doesn't completely disappear. You hit one goal and your mind immediately moves to the next one. I've experienced this myself. You start believing dissatisfaction is waiting for you at the next milestone, but when you get there, it only lasts for a moment before you start chasing something else. So the question isn't, how do I stop becoming ambitious? The question is, how do I stay ambitious without being trapped in a constant dissatisfaction? Dissatisfaction is so real in a lot of young guys. And it's true. Let me tell you a story. But before we get to that story, I have a test for you. If you're able to watch this guy speak out a story, I'm not your favorite YouTuber, but hear me out, alright? That means the world to me. Let's get into it. Many times in my life where I was ambitious, I started this goal mindset, I was always dissatisfied in the fact that I wasn't making the progress that I was making towards it. Whether I was, following the routine as well and doing it for a certain amount of months to the point where I needed to get to that goal. Now for you, you probably have some goals yourself. You probably had a system that you've already created. And yet, for each passing day, throughout the weeks, you feel like you're not making that progress that what social media says, right? For me, when I was on social media back in 2024, seeing all these guys, these young guys around my age now, living their best life, living this luxurious lifestyle, and they have the system where they're able to just work, print, go and live the freedom they have, and then repeat that cycle. And I thought, hey, if they can do it, so could I. I thought that I had a system that I can create that would at least lead me up towards that luxurious lifestyle. Again, that's something that honestly I truly look to seek out for and try to work my way up towards. But at this stage right now, it's all about trying to better myself, because dissatisfaction definitely comes from a root cause, all right? And once I acknowledged that root cause, that's when I understood that, hey, I won't ever reach this if I don't fix this, or I don't, replace these bad habits with good, stigma, good habits to fill in, right? I filled myself with some good habits, and I'm gonna be honest, I am not perfect, right? I am not perfect. I still struggle with bad habits as well. We're all human. Dissatisfaction will still be here. I don't think, even if I was a young millionaire, for example, I feel like I would still be dissatisfied in certain things, So the question is not to stop being ambitious. It's to stay ambitious without feeling that constant dissatisfaction. I feel like this year, especially, I've been constantly dissatisfied in the amount of work I've been putting in. And I feel like there were things that were out of my control that I couldn't fix, of course, waiting for job roles, waiting for this. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but basically this year, I feel like I've had the most dissatisfaction I've had since 2024 and 5. A bit of a mix of that too as well. So my question is to you right now, what is something that you're dissatisfied by? And what are the steps that you're gonna take to fix it? Step 1, acknowledge the pain. The first step is acknowledging what is causing the dissatisfaction. Sometimes it's external. Maybe you're unhappy with your physique, your finances, your career, or where you are in life. Those are real problems that deserve attention. But the mistake is believing your current situation defines your future. Your current position is simply where you're starting, not where you're staying. Accept where you are today while committing to improve tomorrow. Step 2 is to shift from goals to systems. Goals give you direction, but systems create progress. If you're thinking about the finish line every day before you get there, it feels like failure. Instead, focus on winning today. Complete today's workout, finish today's work, learn today's lesson. Stack enough good days together and the bigger goals start taking care of themselves. Step 3, and I know we can all relate with this one, stop competing with everyone. Social media makes it feel like you're behind because you're constantly comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. I know this myself because I've been comparing myself to others who have been in this space, who are my age and who have had so much success. The only comparison that actually matters is where you're becoming a better version of yourself than you were last month. Your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Step 4 is build a life you can enjoy while improving. Ambition shouldn't mean being miserable until you succeed. Learn to enjoy the process, celebrate the small wins, trade because you enjoy getting stronger, build because you enjoy creating, improve because becoming capable is rewarding in itself. If you can fall in love with the process instead of waiting for the outcome, you'll keep moving forward long after other people quit. Being dissatisfied isn't always a weakness. Sometimes it's the signal that you're capable of more. The key is to make sure that dissatisfaction becomes the fuel for action, not the prison that steals your happiness. Alright, if you enjoy these videos, like, share, and even consider subscribing too. Alright, bet. Peace out.